Hello everyone, it's your boy Kyle back again. Factory Town per usual. Head on in. So when we left off yesterday, we were, actually one sec. We were working on researching nanoreactors, which is the last bit of research to complete. But that is going to take a while, so in the meantime, I need to do some maintenance. I know I was looking at this for an important reason. I think it had to do with the fact that these buildings are not receiving enough coal. And as a result, they're limiting production of, what are these called? Reinforced planks. Oh no, I've done it now. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is, instead of optimizing this setup, just trash it and build another setup somewhere else that works well and is designated solely for the purpose of storage, or of building. So I'm actually going to... I'm not going to want to delete all of the bonds right now, but I'll delete all of the empty ones and then I'll just stop it from inputting into them, so then I have a little bit of stock, or at least maybe have one layer worth. That way I'll have enough to work with until I get my next thing set up, but this will still keep doing its thing. I suppose there's no reason not to optimize it. So I need more coal. That's the issue, is I'm not pushing enough coal through the system. Part of that is probably because I have 4 forges all feeding off the same setup. In reality, it's just not making it to this last one. And the rest of it seems fine. But what I could do is... what's going on with this? This coal isn't even jing where it's supposed to go. Okay. Hopefully that will smooth things out a bit, since it looks like this is all messed up. Alright. That problem's sorted. Adding an additional coal line is probably my solution. Or alternatively, doubling up on this one, but that solution might not work. Or alternatively, okay, I know what I want to do. Pause this. I'm going to have 2 lines feeding in and out of here. One line will feed to 2 of the forges, and the other line will feed to the other ones. With the optimized throughput, we should be able to keep everything stocked. So let me upgrade this so it actually is 2 lines on both ends, rather than just one on one end. Eventually because this is not going to meet my needs as far as selling reinforced planks is concerned. I want to build a dedicated line for that as well once I get a max level base. But before that, even, I want to... or I'm going to challenge myself to, when I go and rebuild all of my lines, to only build lines that provide the most satisfaction. So... what that will mean, then, is that a lot of my lines, or some of my things, I'll have to completely rework my whole economy for it. But for now, I'll just sell whatever I have available. Okay, so this should be all good. It should actually work now, hopefully. Everything should have the fuel it needs to get the job done. And then... okay, hilariously enough, this is just working on my machine shop, which the only thing it does is produce rails. That doesn't matter that much, and isn't the limiting factor on the workshop. The limiting factor just appears to be the actual amount of nails that I can push into the system, which is not being satisfied. Whatever. It'll get the job done. Or rather, it's not getting the job done, but can build something to solve the problem. So I'm going to build it way out in the middle of nowhere. It's just a better question of where, way out in the middle of nowhere. I can put it right here in the ocean if I want. Literally in the corner of the map. Look at all these fish. So many fish. And hilariously enough, I might choose to do this. Because then I don't have to remove as many resources. Just fish. Alright, so let me go back and look at what I need to produce a reinforced plank as a good jumping off point. So it requires 1 plank, 2 iron, and 4 nails. So I want to try to produce or have 2 setups running simultaneously. So I need to produce 2 planks in 10 seconds. That is very reasonable. In fact, I can probably meet that demand with literally 1 lumber mill. So building this in the middle of the ocean might not be as difficult as originally thought. Right in the corner. I guess not quite in the corner. We'll build it over here. Tools, terrain block up, and then we're going to delete some fish. Poor fish. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think the direction that I need to. Oh, there go all of the fish. They all got deleted in one fell swoop. Okay, so I literally only need 1 forester. Know that part. I guess I'll give it 3x3 around it. And when I'm done, I might try to make this look a little more natural. Because, holy shit. Okay. I guess I'll place the forester first. Give it too much space on one side. Done it now. Oh well, that'll be fine. Alright. Tree planters. Why did it not? Tree planters. Beautiful. Okay, I'll actually plant some trees on it. Okay, and set this to be wood. So that's that part solved. Let's build a lumber mill directly above it. And we will be all good on that. I don't think I need multiple outputs. It should be good with just 1 because my demand is not going to be that high. Okay. Alright. Put down another chute. Alright, throw down a lumber mill. And set it to make planks. Okay, so that's the easy part. Now we're gonna need lots of iron. So if I guess I'll just throw a workshop down so that I don't have to keep turning my camera back towards my city and tanking my frame rate. So I'll build a floating workshop. And set the recipe to reinforce plank. The difficult part is going to be the 2 iron and the 4 nails. And since I'll be scaling this to 2, I need to produce that many in 5 seconds. So, let me think. Iron plates. So I need 4 iron plates and 8 nails. It takes 2 iron for this. So it's actually 8 iron in a 5-second span is how much I need. I am actually going to go back to my town for a second because I want to increase my mana pipe storage, since I think that that is going to be a limiting factor. I don't. Although I am confused. Ah, yes, No, am I just not producing any mana pipes whatsoever? I am. Why do I have exactly 1200 then? I don't have exactly 1200, duh, it's just, okay, never mind. Disregard. Return to the factory. The Lumber Island. So, to meet that demand, let me throw down a mine, which I can't do without flattening out more terrain. Oh no, by building these trees here I can't flatten the terrain correctly. Oh no. Okay, let me clear all these trees and then replace them, because fuck everything. So then I can build an extra layer around them, and then I'll actually be able to modify the terrain. Although, honestly, this will probably be enough trees. I don't think I need any more trees than this. I think it's gotta be an easier way. If I toggle to destroy block, incompatible target, I delete. Okay, I can delete this way and then that way. Alright, that makes life a lot easier. So I'll delete that for now. I don't even understand how it created a diagonal on the one side but not on the other side. Because it's just the way that it calculates it. Yeah. Alright, let's throw some mines down, specifically one, so I can look at it and get an idea of how much I need. Or how many, rather. So one mine mines 1 iron ore in 4 seconds. I need 16 in 5 seconds. So what is 16 times 0.8? 12.8. I need 13 mines. And you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. I mean, I don't gotta do this, but I'm gonna do it. Okay. So, guess I want to lay this out probably in a way that I can get 14 mines. So they'll all need to meet. I know I did this with my gold setup and it was atrocious with the number of mines that I built. So I need to be careful with how I go about doing this before I get too carried away. What I think I will do is probably have... Honestly, I might just copy that system as much as it sort of sucked, because then I can get 3 on either side in level with the barn. So I guess I would need 2 sides, and then I would just have to kind of add them into the last one. So let me grab a barn, or 2 rather. Okay. The barn here, and then I'll have mine here, oh, here, 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 and the next one needs to be 3 blocks further forward, so I need to level up the terrain some more. I've made just a weird spike of land. Okay. Do it like this, and I will just build a metric shit ton of chutes between these barns so that they can transfer all of their items as quickly as possible. Okay. So we shouldn't have throughput issues on the barn front. Now let me actually build the land for the mines. Connected it with the edge of the world by mistake. Just scribble in some terrain. Okay. The one mine that's level with this to be furthest back, so here. Just this a little bit. Okay. And you build it on the one side, so it'll be a little bit easier to conceptualize. Here, here, and here. Okay, so it actually is floating slightly, but that's fine. Now let's give it a stone base, come on. Okay, so then how many blocks out is this? It's 9 plus 2. Look at that, beautiful. It's more than I need, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I'm building an island. I'm building land. Oh, the game does not like me. Messing with all this terrain. It says, why are you doing this to me? Okay. I don't think I actually did what I needed. There we go. That should work. 1, 2, 3. And repeat the setup right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and now I need to fit 2 more in. I'll just do it. How I choose to do this is going to have a pretty big impact on how this whole system works, so I guess I need to consider my options because I guess I'll just make another barn. So everything travels to this end piece, and this is where all of the iron will get pulled from. Or alternatively, I guess I can use this barn as like a central barn. Hilariously enough, I cannot make this barn face any direction without it having conflict. I guess though, if this barn feeds that way, then it doesn't need as many channels because it won't have as many mines going into it. No. Okay. So my horrifying abomination of mines is almost ready. I just need 2 mines here. By spreading these out, I also have a little bit better access to ports on the sides of the barns, except I'm realizing I'm not going to have access to those because I'm going to add a layer on top of everything. Where's all this steam coming from? What's going on with the clouds? Get out of here, clouds. They disagree with my setup. They're like, why did you do this? This isn't how you play the game. You monster. I suppose alternatively I could have earth boosted these mines and probably have achieved the results that were necessary. But I didn't think that far. And then I wouldn't have to have these 2 weird mines at the end. Okay. To get all this scaffold laid and all the chutes laid, then I can place my iron and these guys can go hog wild. And then I'll have to actually build my forges. What the fuck? That's not what I wanted. Okay, throw more grabbers down. And hope and pray that this is able to manage the throughput. I guess I'll pause the game, place this stuff, and then we'll be able to watch it from the beginning and just see the flood and see if it is sufficient. Otherwise, I might have to get more creative. So I can actually, like, reach all of these with only a couple of blocks. Obviously that looks a little dumb, but gotta do what you gotta do. Plus it will make my setup more realistic. It won't have a speed boost due to the amount of resources nearby. So it'll be closer to the base speed of the machine. Okay, and this whole setup is just gonna chew through red coins, but that's fine because it's only gonna run while I need reinforced planks. And whenever I don't need reinforced planks, it won't run. Okay, everything's set up, so I guess I'll unpause it and see what happens. Oh, there's just an absolute flood of holy shit. I like that a lot, actually. That's really good. I mean, so we can see that it maintains throughput, but oh my gosh, it goes so fast. It's so good. Okay, so the next step is going to be building above these, building my forges. So I guess what I need to do then is actually build a barn on a higher level. And that's going to be the tricky part, is building up from here. So there are 6 inputs. I need 6 inputs. I can use silos. That will work because I have enough points of entry. So build all the silos. They will pull out of the barn and then transfer to a barn that will be above this barn. Helps if you're in the correct category if you are looking for an item. Silo right here. Okay. Gotta make sure that it's facing away from the direction I need it to go. Some grabbers. Okay, now build the next layer. Okay. Use more chutes, and now we have a barn that is on the level of the forges. We're gonna have to get a little creative to actually deliver all the resources, but that's beside the point. Let's use this and see just the flood of resources. Yeah, it just comes in groups of 6. Just an absolute shit show. Beautiful. Okay, so next part of the process. Now that I need to produce 8 items, which means I need 8 forges. Now I need to produce more items than that. I need to produce 12 items. So I need 12 forges. So, what if I use a railroad to transport goods? That could work. But I have to consider railroads do not create constant input. So if I do choose to go that route, I need to have an intermediary that they drop off into. Then I'm just using the same barn system, I guess. So what I could do then is build a bunch of barns up here, and then have forges feed directly from those barns. I guess I'll just try to force as many up here as I can. It's probably my best course of action. So, let's begin. Okay, how many barns can I fit up here? Ideally, 2, 3, I can fit 3. So if I have 12 forges, then I need 4 forges feeding off of each barn. Will that work? Probably. Okay. Now we get to just put a metric shit ton of connectors between all of these. And sure, why not throw some supports down? So that it looks like these are actually not just floating, even though in reality they are just floating. Okay, chutes. The benefit of this is that the system will also have a very large supply of iron within it, so it can kind of handle some times of problems without it running out of resources. I could have also done my math horribly, and it could just be wildly, unnecessarily large. I'm fine with that too. What the fuck? It's not gonna let me. Oh my gosh. I guess that's a way to get floating chutes, is you can place a logistics block, click on the logistics block, press delete, and then it will delete the scaffold instead of the logistics block. Neat. Okay, so now if we watch this, we should just see a flood of iron into this, like we do with everything else. Okay. I am concerned about throughput. Now that it's like jammed, it's not able to output as quickly. But I guess we'll have to wait and see how it all ends up. I do have 4 barns up here, but this barn has so much stuff going into it that it's kind of hard to evaluate whether or not this would be a good receptacle for the forge, or forges. So, now, I need 4 forges feeding into each barn. So I probably want 2, or 1 on each side, or 2 on each side, sorry. 2, 3, okay, place my forges. If I do it like this, I've only got 2 lines from each. Hopefully that's sufficient. So I guess these ones will produce my iron plates, and the rest will all produce my nails. I have to be careful to make sure it's not outputting into anything currently that it's not supposed to be. I guess I can face them into each other to avoid that altogether. Okay. So then I can feed the iron in from the one side. But I also have to consider, how do I get heated resources? You know what? No. I do think this is an adequate time to use a railroad. I just have to be smart about how I lay it out. Deleted my scaffold. No. There we go. So, I have all this input. It doesn't work. Because I want to because if I, well, no. Okay, I think I know what to do. I think I need to move these forges a little bit further apart from one another. Because as long as they have 2 blocks of space between each other, then I can fit a railroad between them. But also, I can fit a silo. The silo probably needs to be raised because otherwise it's going to bump into the input from the barns. So let me build the barn input first so I can just see what the hell I'm doing. And this'll... I guess what I should do is have on the lower layer have, because I don't need splitters, I can just have a direct feed. And have the lower layer have the further away one, and then the higher layer have the closer one, so that there's less space. Set these to iron plates, and then watch feed. And I guess we'll find out if they feed at a consistent enough rate, because it's going to be producing this shit fast. And I guess that's what I'm concerned about, is I might literally need 2 direct lines. Then these aren't... okay. I think I can solve this problem. I have enough space to solve this problem. It's just going to be a solution I don't like. And that solution is to bump everything back. So that way, I can have 2 direct lines into each forge from each barn. Although then technically it's drawing more than it's getting put in, but I think it'll work out in the long run. Let me think. So I'll have to add a space there and add a space there. I'm gonna run into these silos, so I might even have to do it here, which just smacks me into the lumber mill, but that'll be fine because the lumber mill has other means of getting its resources out. Yes, okay. Let me delete the whole setup. Just trash hundreds of iron like it's nothing. I guess I'll clear this scaffold because I probably won't use the same setup. Alright. Did I delete anything that I didn't mean to delete? Doesn't look like it. Yes, I did. There, fix that. Okay, so now I need 2 spaces between each barn. Boom. Smack right into each other. I almost wonder if I should opt for a different transfer type than than chutes, because while chutes are fast on systems that are not clogged, once a system clogs, they dramatically slow down, and you'll be hard pressed to actually get to a point where the speed ever recovers. Where did I build that? Okay, whoops. Okay, so now I'll also refill the system again, which will go pretty quickly, but not lightning speed, which is disconcerting, because I need things to transfer quickly. Yes, okay. Wonder if I could resolve this without causing issues by using a silo and transferring it up a level, or is that going to create too many problems? That might create too many problems. Otherwise, eventually, if I'm pulling from enough choke points, the system should funnel through. I guess there's that aspect as well. I guess I'll just build and see what happens. So, Forge goes here. It gets an input here and an input above it. Gets them at a pretty good rate, at least. The next one needs to be a little bit further out. How much further? Two should be good. I guess that's space for 2 silos like I was thinking earlier. Iron plates. So, then it gets an output, or an input, like this. I really hope I'm not making a mistake by using chutes. Because I could upgrade to a different conveyor type, or upgrade to a conveyor, but it would require tearing apart everything. I mean, at the end of the day, this system doesn't have to be perfect, and I'm already trying to push the limits by scaling it up so high. Okay. So, what I can do from here now is build silos in a position where they will be able to receive fuel and input it into the forge. I have unlocked a mana reactor, which means my research is finished, which means I can pause the game for a second and look at what I have unlocked. Creates powerful Omni Stones from charged elemental crystals. Neat. So that looks like that is pretty extensive, so I'm gonna have to place that down somewhere. Get my silos put in place, and then I'll bugger off for a second and go deal with that. So, if I go ahead and jump straight into the mana network, I should see a backlog of things somewhere. Specifically by my schools. No, because they required so many to do their job that it was a non-issue. I'm going to place a school because I need to have a school down to keep the recipe for paper unlocked. I'm actually going to delete the schools now and replace the schools with barns. Barns that will store copious amounts of enchanted books for the time being until I decide what I want to do. Okay, so we should, yep, alright, enchanted books. So I believe I need all of the elements to produce Omni Stones. Being said, where do I want to put all of this? And also, while I'm thinking about it, this system needs to be slightly reworked, and I don't know why I didn't rework it earlier, because the rework is that solution is also very simple. So I guess I'll wait for this last minecart to exit, and now I can pause the game and mess with this. So I want to divide my input evenly so that I am not delivering it all to one barn. That's a pretty easy solution. I just need to put a splitter in the right spot. So in this case, put a splitter here that will divide it by 2. And then another splitter. Do it like this. Alright, now I need some rails. And then it should divide my carts evenly amongst the inputs so that I can properly distribute all of my shit. It doesn't really need to be done, but I would like my barns to be relatively equally filled. Right now it might not matter, but it could matter if I get this system running a bit more smoothly. So now we should start to see the carts getting distributed. I'll have to watch a few of them go through, so this one should go straight now. And indeed it does. And then this one should turn and then turn again. Okay, perfect. What it doesn't currently do is filter for actual input. So as a result, like, that empty cart is going to impact the system, but I'm not worried about that right now because this is just a complete waste for the most part. Alright, so Omni Stones. What do I want to do with them? Where do I want to build them? Let's build my reactor right here by my base so I can pipe them right into my base. Omni Reactor. Boom. Okay, so it requires an exceptional amount of... Okay, so it requires... Interestingly enough, you can boost it as well. Hello, Shadow. So it only requires clear power, but it requires all of the stones as input. So... Am I going to be streaming for long? Maybe like an hour. Terrain is too steep. Damn it. Okay, so Omni Stones will go into my base. I need receivers. Each one of these receivers will receive different elements. And I will need probably an extensive charging station, although because it takes so long to actually produce it, I could boost it if I wanted to, but I don't really care about that. I might not end up needing as extensive of a setup as I thought. So let me just, I guess, where do I want to build the charging setup? Build it right here. I just have to be careful because I don't know the shape of the network. So I suppose I should check that first. Pretty sure I can build while in the network mode now that I think about it. Ooh. Okay, so this isn't going to actually work because I, hilariously enough, managed to place this without messing anything up, but I placed it dead center in the middle of an existing network that I'm not going to be able to get things through. So let me delete this and just replace it. And probably not use my base as storage in that case. So where's a nice plot of land that I can do shit with? How about this nice plot of land that I keep looking at and not doing shit with? Buildings. Omni Reactor. So throw it down. Guess I'll do it closer to here. Build it on the hill, which could be kind of fun, and then everything just goes down the hill. Alright. So. Indeed. You don't need 4 receivers, but it seems like that would be the easiest solution, so I don't risk lines getting backed up. Four receivers, 4 elements, and then some barns. Alright, so this will have plenty of output. Oops. Or not plenty of output, plenty of space for output. It's gonna produce things slow as shit, but that's beside the point. Important part is just that we are collecting it, because I need 100 to upgrade my base. So let's get some mana pipes. Or let me build a recharge station as well. So I need a transmitter. Put it right here. Another receiver. How many chargers? Let me think. I guess I'll start with 6, and if I need more, or I'll start with 5, and if I need more, I'll expand from there. Because it seems like my limiting factor on this whole setup isn't going to be how much power I can push through it, but just how long it takes to produce the items. Okay, I need some mana pipes, and I need to add crystals to the system. So I need to hook up all of my production points. First and foremost, though, I will borrow crystals from this setup. See, those are fully charged ones. Go around. Okay, so I can be a little silly and just make 3 inputs, which is probably not necessary. I have to be careful because of the way I set up my resource inputs. They need to be able to fully escape. Okay, this will work. Okay. Simple enough solution. Nothing's blocked off. Plenty of input space. Pipe some crystals in. And then we'll have some power. Probably don't even need that many crystals, so I'll cut the cord at that point. Yeah, it's already full. Granted, it's not making anything, so that's part of it, but still. Okay, now. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Now. Need to feed elemental stones in from all locations. The question is, do I build a constant stream, or do I only build... Do I only accept the amount I need? I guess I'll start here. It's very important that I make sure that I connect to the colors that are supposed to be. So the front right one is air. This, in reality, does not matter at all, but it matters to me. Okay. So there's air input. Back right is earth. That's gonna be pretty brutal, because earth is all the way on the other side. Do this, and I kind of have like a line cutting through my town. It's probably less than ideal. Instead, I should go around my entire town. Okay, how close can I get without hitting anything? That's pretty good. Alright. I should start seeing some earth input. I'm realizing I've created a lot of difficulty in getting fire in here, though. So of course, I'm gonna double down. Fire is somewhere. I don't remember. Oh, it's right here. So where is my input from fire? Right there. I have to go around air and around water. Guess I'll take the long way because it's safer. Why did placing that line used all of my mana pipes? Like literally all of them. But I didn't need that many to build a line. What the heck? What happened? I don't understand. Just used up all my shit. Now I can't finish building this. Alright, I've got a different idea. And it's called just build storage. So instead of having a constant stream, I'm just going to have barns. When the barns are full, I'll have enough stuff. Yeah. And then I'll transmit it from there afterwards. Because currently I used up all my mana pipes. Building a line didn't make any freaking sense. Mana pipe, this one will be earth. I've got this backwards. There we go. Need to pipe water to its own barn setup. Over on this side. Not level, I've done it now. It needs to at least be symmetrical. So how many blocks is it? 3. There's a bunch of firestone in my way. Buy firestone. Alright. So do it to be careful because this will actually be trying to push. Oh no, it won't because the front end of that is in the ground. No, it's not. Okay. Face into one another. Now kiss. Alright. That'll solve that problem. And another same thing right here. And I'll be able to delete my lines. So water's top, so water needs to go there. Okay, so that'll do its thing until those are full, and now I can redirect this line. Oh no, I deleted it. Go, my firestones, go! Now this line is in the wrong direction. Whee! I guess I'll hook this line up directly. I need to send an extra 36 fire crystals so that it's all smooth, correct. So I guess I'll send a few now. Oh, it's spinning. It's so beautiful. And I'm producing Omni Stones. I've produced a couple. I don't even know what I do with them. Oh, I definitely don't throw them away. Okay, so that's full now. Just waste a bunch of firestones, but that's fine. Okay. Everything's doing what it needs to do right now. I'm producing beautiful Omni Stones. Only a handful right now, but they are being made. What do I do with them? Is there new research unlocked? Did I miss something? Nope, all my research is done. What do I do with Omni Stones? If I click on something, can I use Omni Stones as any type of crystal? Can I put them on a transmitter network? Nope, they don't. Oh, that's a receiver, so that's not gonna work. They don't go into a transmitter. What do you do with Omni Stones? What am I missing? Maybe there's a Wikipedia page for this. Omni Stone Factory down. Alright, here's a Steam page. Control F. Omni Stone. Can sell them. Profit per cost. Very small profit. Gold cost, fuel cost. I don't know if this seems out of date. Okay. I am officially of the stance that I don't know what this is for. Other than that, I need them to upgrade my base. Do I have any buildings left to unlock? No, all my buildings are unlocked. If I place an enchanter, do enchanters require them for anything? Make spell books, but they don't require Omni Stones. Can a specialty goods store buy them? Specialty goods store will not buy them. Compute blocks, don't need them. This doesn't need it. Need it for here. Can't use it here. Don't think magic conveyors need them. Maybe magic forge. Didn't think about that. Buildings. Not that. Magic forge. I actually have to use these to build my special conveyors and rails. I didn't realize that. These don't require the power, these actually consume the resource. But it still doesn't answer my question of what are Omni Stones for. I guess I should finish this whole mana pipe setup. Are these? So this one's full. So I can stop pumping into that. The rest of them are still accepting input, so we're at almost full, getting there. Okay. What else could potentially utilize this? Could a machine shop use it? What are Omni Stones for? Maybe when I actually get the level up, it'll tell me. Don't need it for any of these. Could an elemental refinery use it? Very peculiar. How much wood do I have in inventory? Because I'm gonna need to build a lot of houses soon. Only 200, but I think I need to increase that inventory while I'm thinking about it. Where's my setup that collects wood? No, it's just this one little barn right here collects extra wood. I need more wood. Okay. So this will slowly send logs to where they need to go, but that's fine. Yes. While this is doing its thing, I could probably go and finish my thing, my other thing. Finish things, and yeah. I guess how close is it? It's very close. Very, very close. Sun is full now, so the water is done. Earth is basically done. I guess I'll just start cleaning up the lines I don't need. It'll give me something to do while the last couple lines finish what they're doing. Alright. It's curious, I'm still accumulating. How much storage did I build for reinforced planks? Because this is not full yet. Oh, do I have some in my base? Probably. Yes. Where's my base? I only have 50 in my base. Does that make sense? I mean, I'll delete this once I am done with it anyway, once I have the other line built, because this will start selling it. I can delete this horrifying contraption. Okay. So it looks like all of these are full now. So let me go through and delete everything. And reclaim all my mana pipes that were stolen from me. Now, based on the amount that I am having to actually delete, I guess it's possible. No, it's not possible that they used them all. I got ripped off. Okay, delete this. Very nice. Okay. So that's all of the lines cleaned up. Receiver end. Now. 2. Delete the receivers. Reverse the lines and turn them into transmitters. Buildings. And a transmitter. Get some grabbers. Beautiful. Of course, game doesn't like it when you do that. So So I guess I'll delete the ones on the line, because otherwise it's going to stay jammed forever. Alright, now I gotta rebuild the pipes. For a second there I thought I was building steam pipes. Beautiful. Alright, so now my reactor should, burst back to life, and we will continue to produce Omni Stones, and once I reach 100 Omni Stones, I will be able to get my final base upgrade. Let's go work on this monstrosity over here while I'm waiting. So I didn't get very far with it, but basically I built some pretty wings, and now I need to continue building the wings. Okay. I guess the part that I'm not thinking about is the output from the forges, but I could just go up. Can always go up. We'll probably end up going up. Okay. So, copy everything I've done. Brick for brick. Again. Do. Alright, I guess I can keep the game. I mean, the whole point of this is so that the game keeps creating Omni Stones while I'm working. So I should probably not keep the game paused while trying to build this. Okay, so 3, 2, another set of 3 for the forge, and the line to connect it. Okay. One, two, 5, 6. Okay. I'm gonna have to get some firestones over here as well. I'm gonna use lava as fuel, because it doesn't cost as much money and it's easier to get set up than coal, since coal requires ground and lava does not require ground. Okay, my horrifying assembly line monster is taking shape. So I'll throw down all the forges. These forges will all be producing nails. Nails. These could be where difficulty comes in. These might struggle to receive input. Oh, you fucking... No, there's no chute there. Don't tell me that your input not compatible if your input is no longer inputting into an area where there is... Yeah. Fine. Don't want to see no freaking big X. Or not even an X. You know what? Okay, so these ones will be plates though. Okay, so this is the first level, so now I should build the first level. The Unholy Abomination. I missed some blocks. This isn't working, I don't understand. place down the curved pieces first, since they're the most obnoxious. And now the straight pieces. Take the grabbers and feed iron. Okay, so that's the first layer. Now the second layer. Did that place twice? Okay, no, it only placed once. Okay, repeat the same thing as before with the chutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can count. Hooray. Connect it all up. Give it some grabbers. And now to build the fuel intake. Didn't build my platforms large enough. Thought I needed to place this first, but I could have easily gotten away with building the platforms. Okay. So, now that all of this is set up, I need to actually build a fuel production plant. While I'm at it though, I feel like my Omni Stones are probably done. Yep, I have 100, so let's go upgrade my base. Still gonna keep going for a little bit though, which is good. Look at that beautiful arrow. Upgrade ready. Boom. Oh, okay, well, that makes sense. Now I can use the Omni Stones. Max house increased by 40%. Omni Stone boost, what does that do? I should probably click on a building that actually does things. Using 100 purple coins and Omni Stones, I can upgrade things. Let's upgrade something that is worth upgrading. Upgrade my enchanters. That's not gonna even help anything. They don't have enough power. What the heck? Why don't they have enough power? What's going on? This is all jammed. Why is this all jammed? Doesn't have a mana connector. Probably... What on earth? I've not seen this before. I guess I'll just delete it and replace it, but it's disconcerting. Okay. It's because the reason they couldn't produce, or it couldn't stay charged is because somehow it just disconnected and wouldn't reconnect. Alright, I need to find a building that's worth boosting. Let's see, is this... Nope, that's not running constantly. That's not running constantly. Nothing's running constantly. It's the sandwich factory. Nope. I mean, I could boost these, but they don't even need it. Nothing is working constantly. Nothing's working around the clock. Can I boost my temples? That would be worth boosting. Where are they? Where are they? I can! Hell yeah. Oh my gosh, it scales. Infinitely. Ah, okay. So that's the point, I guess. probably should have boosted the temples that I need to build my specialty conveyor types. So I need fire and air. So let's upgrade the air shrine. And I'll upgrade the fire shrine. Beautiful. Okay. So, back to business. Oh, I need to build houses. That's part of this whole upgrade thing, and, you know. How's this doing? How's the general store going? Not really meeting demand on anything, but the whole point is I'm gonna have to actually go through and destroy my town, or destroy my assembly lines at least, and then rebuild. So, I need 2 layers. Gosh, gotta like be careful not to mouse over things because it just lags like crazy. Upgrade my super megaopolis tower. Alright, that's not what I needed to build. Crap. I needed to build it above, on top. There we go. Just 2 stripes to cut out the middle a little bit so I can build my stone line, but then I just have to place my houses and life will be nice and easy. 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't actually know if I have enough of the resources that you use to upgrade houses within shared inventories to be able to upgrade this many houses at once. But I guess we will find out. Okay, time to go to the final level. Doesn't need to be as large, so I don't need as much support. Those be long and skinny. Okay. I guess I'll at least fill it in a little bit. Throw down these last... Oh wait, before I do that, I should probably upgrade the houses underneath. I'm gonna have a hard time reaching them after the fact. In fact, I'm gonna have to delete some scaffold already. I might be able to click on... Okay, I can. Alright, so now we should see a substantial happiness boost for any system that is fully meeting its need. The houses will gladly consume those goods. Which will in turn improve production speed overall. But a lot of these systems simply can't handle it. They don't have the throughput. Okay, have I upgraded all of these houses that I can click on this side? It looks like it. Alright, that one's upgraded. Upgraded these ones. Okay. So now those are all upgraded and I can build the last layer. Fantastic. And to mark this crowning achievement, I'm gonna put lamps. Because I forbade lamps due to their performance obstructing ways, but this is cause for celebration. And as a result, we need lamps. Alright, let's upgrade these final houses. Alright. I'll unpause the game and just see the shit show occur. Food market, all these guys need to eat, need to consume butter, so they're gonna start eating some butter. And happiness is fluctuating but increasing, which is a good thing. Oh my gosh, look at the butter line is actually moving for at least a moment. So it'll be interesting to see if we're still meeting butter demand. All of these houses. And I think we are. Butter is like the only system that's designed to handle this many houses. It's just more butter than I can use, you know? I should probably upgrade these conveyor belts. I don't know why I didn't upgrade these conveyor belts, but I appear to be suffering greatly as a result of my failure to do so. These don't have enough water either. They're thirsty cows. The cows are thirsty. They need a drink before I murder them. Okay. So, let me build some more wells. And make sure they actually face the correct direction. Now I'm gonna have a bad time. So hopefully this system will work without too much modification once I get wells added to it. I don't know how many I need, so I'm gonna go over the top and just add 3 to each. Because why the hell not? Why the hell not? Got him. Get wrecked. Get punned. Please let me build this. Don't do this to me, game. No! Oh, at this a very specific like angle it'll work. What if I rotate this? Can I do it? Can I do it? Can I do it? I can. I just have to make sure to rotate it back. It's fucking terrible. Alright, I just have to do it at a really low angle and then I can place them. Okay. There we go. So they're all placed, now they actually need to be hooked up. And now my thirsty cows will thirst no longer. Alright, so now we're actually seeing sufficient water input. And as a result, we should start seeing improved meat throughput. This doesn't have enough fuel, but then I realized the fuel comes from the meat, so I'm gonna have to deal. It's not able to output the meat fast enough. Can't do it. Being said, we still have dramatically increased the speed of the assembly line at the very least. Okay. That being said, this is a solution for another day, because now my other resources aren't keeping up, whatever. It's gonna keep doing its thing until it runs out, which is whatever. Back to business on this front. I'm gonna go through all this effort to have this set up, and then it's not even gonna be necessary. But that's how I do it, you know? Okay. So, now we need to build the rail system that distributes fuel. How do I want to introduce fuel to the system? As if I probably want to go. I can't really. I don't want to go over because then I run the risk of running into wherever I need these forges to feed. But that might be what I need to do. Or I can just loop around the backside of everything. I'll still leave one accessible side. So if I go like this, they hit it, and then they go around. I guess that blocks all sides on the forge. I guess no, because if I go high enough, if I go a little bit higher, then you know what? I'm just gonna go over the forges and deal with the consequences. So 1, 2, 1, 2. The fuel system is arguably a pretty important facet of having forges, and if you can't provide them with fuel, you don't really get to use them. So I'll worry about the output after I have designed a system to distribute fuel to them. So, probably zigzag past everything. And then I can have a barn. I need to delete this, please. Said I need to delete this, please. Thank you. Once I get the system up and running, no, that's not what I want. Okay, so it'll zigzag back and forth. I can build a barn right here, directly on top of this barn, where lava gets added to the system. The mine carts will pick it up, probably on the backside, so I have space to work. Okay. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't know why I did it this way, but I did. Okay, so this also gives me space to actually build the fire shrines, which is a pretty important facet of the whole setup. Okay. 6 fire shrines is both going to be ridiculous to supply, but also should probably be sufficient in producing fuel, I would think. Question mark. If it's not, I do have space for more. I just have to I'll have to redesign the system a little bit. Fire shrines require a lot of power, so I need a very extensive recharge system. In fact, I could probably... Let's go ahead and probably build 2 separate systems for the different sides. question is, where do I want to place them? I could put them up in the air. Might as well. Okay. So, I have a receiver that pulls from the center and splits into a lot of different rechargers. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna have 10 rechargers per half. They'll push into some transceiver or transmitters. It'll be all good. And I'll wait to build these supports for the other ones because they are going to impact. In fact, I should just wait to build supports on all of this because it'll impact how I can build the terrain to make this look slightly more natural. Buildings, fire shrine. Okay. Mana receivers. I want these systems to be very, very full at all possible. Transmitter. And the rechargers. Shit, I'm out of resources. Need some more living stone. Mana bricks, sorry. Living stone is something else. I don't even know what it's from. Okay. So if I wait a hot sec, I will have enough, and then I'll be all good. Need just a wee bit more. And I guess I'll place my conveyor belts while I wait. And build my splitters. Okay. Now mana pipes. Oh, I want my camera to face this way. Okay. So, these guys will all feed out into their respective receiver. Whoops. No, stop deleting. They need to feed in from the transmitters. Don't really want to do it this way. No, not that way. Okay, some splitters. First, let me build the rest of the line. Okay. That should be all good. Now to introduce firestones to the system. Set fires all the way on the other side of the world. Motherfucker better not delete my shit this time when I put it down. It's gonna take 400. I have 2,000. So what happens when I release the mouse button? Okay, it actually only used 400 this time. Okay. I need to use a splitter and actually divide it equally between the two systems. Neat! Okay, so this will start going. If we sit here for a second, we should see firestones start making their way to the setup. Sure, they're actually coming. Here they come. Interestingly enough, and this is going to cause some problems, it looks like. I have somehow managed to build over land that I don't own. So I guess I'll buy that. Literally just a ocean tile. It's pretty good. Okay. These will start producing lava soon enough. Okay, crystals are entering the system. Okay, so I don't think I can even reasonably supply enough power, but once this entire system is full, maybe. But if I am at least producing enough to meet my needs, I guess it doesn't need to be constant. Now let's build the rail system. No, do not input into these. Guess I should, again, build all the curved pieces first because they're the worst part. Layer. There. Here and there. Okay, now the rest is all straight pieces. Okay, throw all this down and add some rail stops. So it pulls out and pushes in. And you're gonna want some rail carts going around. How many? That's the real question. I'll start with 8. This is only 7. Okay. Tell everything to go forward. It's going to take a while to fill up all of the silos, but that's the name of the game. Beautiful. I guess realistically I could probably go ahead and use like 10 minecarts, because that's a full barn's worth, but barn's not going to refill the time it takes for them to get back, so it's a non-issue. Does refill pretty quickly though. Let's have a look at the pipes and see what's going on. Oh dang, I'm being raided by Watch VG. How's it going? What's going on, guys? Oh yeah. I like the raid bombs. Hello. So this one on the right's basically full. Alright. Delete the splitter. Delete that, and now we'll fill up this one. And hopefully after a few show the peeps the town, I will. It's a fucking nightmare. So it's even more nightmarish now that we've hit level 10 base. I realized I've done this completely wrong and I am missing 20 houses, and this base can be even bigger than it currently is, so let me go and build the rest of the houses. I'm getting to a point where it's getting a little hard to build up this high. So how's everyone doing this evening? I guess I don't know what time it is where you are. Raid and run. Aw, yee. 2 a.m. Okay, so I guess we're not quite as far off. I'm at Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Get these last houses up. Alright, see ya, Shadow. Thanks for bringing some people over. Alright, upgrade all this stuff. I do wish there was like an upgrade all button once you get to a certain point. Alright, so now I have to place the last 10 houses. So I need one more layer. And obviously these houses on the top layer get to be the most important, so I'll get to build them a little park. Actually still exceeding demands for butter. I am. This system, for whatever reason, is just wildly scalable. I'm also not able to pull all of... I need more minecarts on my fertilizers line. Okay, I'm gonna grab some minecarts and add them. I don't know if 4 is, or if 8 will be enough, but hopefully. And I'll finally be able to use fertilizer for fuel again. Maybe. Alright, onwards to victory. We're all gonna crash into each other. Immediately. Okay. I never finished setting up this, so these ones are empty. It's just that this one's not pulling from it, because they're all full by the time they get there. Or they're... okay, they are pulling from it. Okay. Eventually I'll update this, but right now is not that time. So, back to business. Oh yeah, lurk lost. Alright, see you around. Okay, so it's almost good to go. I can only imagine trying to build a town where you meet all 100 houses. Honestly, that could be an interesting challenge, is to try to build factory, but with not allowed to build on top of anything. Everything has to be on terrain. Things would get real sprawling real fast, but it would definitely add a degree of challenge to the game. I know someone who comes around my stream every so often, they're working on a new challenge since they got a perfect score of 1600 happiness. They're trying a no terraforming challenge, which I am just flying in the face of with my assembly line built in the middle of the ocean, but that's beside the point. Wait, no, I don't want these houses this way. I want them on the outsides, facing in. Interesting. Is this house able to get resources? Yes. Because what? It's this general store, right? Yeah, it's still within range, even though it's like right on the cusp. Okay. It'd be a really dumb reason to not satisfy all of my house's needs because I didn't give them enough space. Okay. Throw these guys down. I would imagine a lot of my systems are probably starting to crumble. They're probably not able to meet demand because they were not designed with enough throughput to handle quite so much speed. but we'll have to wait and see. Have we hit it? Is butter finally at its knees? I see a constant stream of butter flying out of the conveyor belts. Could that mean they are eating all of my butter? Okay. So I'm definitely going to have to rework literally everything at this point to meet the demand of 100 houses, but what's a big deal about this is now I have a benchmark to set things to. I know how many items I need to produce. So I'll be able to figure that out, but for now, I think I'll finish my reinforced plank line and then probably call it there. That being said, depending on how long that takes, could still be a little while. So none of these barns still, even though they're dropping off stuff, these barns still don't have enough in them. Deal. How does this steam really work? Because I've hooked things up. Have I hooked them up to the wrong types of building? I mean, at this point, what, the 50% boost from steam is so meaningless anyway. It's like... Because what, this has a steam boost, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. 50% power. But it gets a 1090% boost from happiness alone. That is something I do I'm a little disappointed in, is that I feel like these auxiliary systems that you can build in the game to increase your power output, by the time you can reasonably build a system that can use that many resources, or like they're so expensive to build that by the time you have that sort of production assembly, you should already have enough assembly lines and have high enough happiness that the boost is kind of meaningless. I think a good solution would be to make it multiplicative rather than additive, but that comes with its own issues because it could just be wildly overpowered. But I do not know. What I do know is that even though I have fertilizer in the system, I have coal and a bunch of other parts. Why are these not outputting? What do they need? They need pipes. Don't they have pipes? Because this isn't producing pipes fast enough. This is not getting iron fast enough. Because these are not outputting fast enough. Okay. That being said, I think this problem can be fixed, which is good. So let me add some more lines. Gosh. Delete the barn. Oh no, I've really messed it up now. I don't even know why they linked together like that, but they did, and it is a problem. Okay. Replace my barn. Hook that up. Hook up this second line. And hopefully now we'll be meeting iron demands as the wave of metallic balls shoots from the mines. Okay, jeez, it goes so fast. That's insane. It's like, you have to build another output. I mean, the initial, okay, what happened? What's going on? Now it doesn't have any fuel, so that's a problem that'll get sorted in a sec once the minecarts come past again. But they're using, fertilizer. It just goes... They can't do it. It has to be coal. Fertilizer's not good enough. So ridiculous. Yeah, they're gonna keep using fertilizer. I guess what the real solution is I need 2 series of carts. One on one end, the line, and one on the other. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there's too many spaces between these guys. I did it again. So here's an additional 8 minecarts. but at a slightly different phase than the big train. So hopefully, once these guys actually go through the system, it'll help streamline things a little bit. Okay, so they're not going to bring any fuel right now, but they will go through the system. This one's picking up fuel. So these barns are empty now. Or they're not empty, but they're not at the capacity where the things are allowed to pick up from them. But there's enough in these barns that it shouldn't be an issue. That's real weird, because that pusher was off, but they still went that way. Why would they disobey the rules like that? What's going on? Are they like linked and they're forced to go that way even if the pusher's not active? I guess that's something to bear in mind. That they'll still follow the other ones. I mean, not the biggest deal. It's just weird, like why do they all do it even though after the first couple it deactivates? Unless they are actually like linked like trains maybe. Because of the way that they've been placed. I guess that's a possibility. Okay, so this is outputting better than it was. It's still not great, but better than it was. So I'm actually getting nanopipes. Be able to refill my storage in no time. Probably, yes. Okay. Back to business. So the kitchens need milk. These need grain. Okay. So in other words, the system has to be fixed later. Back to this contraption. Why do these not have power? What has happened? I have completely jammed the line. That's what happened. Okay. There's too many crystals. I guess let me pull... Jeez. Pulse... Okay, so the system is moving again, which is important. I probably have just an ungodly large line of fire crystals. Holy shit, okay. I want to use the move tool to actually erase these from the system before I delete the line so that I get them back into my inventory because I don't want to lose that many fire crystals. Especially if I'm going to need them for construction purposes later. I guess that's one thing to consider is now that production rates have skyrocketed, things are being produced faster, so if you don't pay attention, bad things happen. Delete this pipe. Interestingly enough, you can still see the fish from the Mana View grid. It's flopping around in the water. Someday I'll build a big fishing operation. Fun. There's more minecarts. Except they're not going to listen to my compute block demands, but that's whatever. Okay. So it's gonna work its way through eventually. Once it's full, mostly. So. Oh gosh. The whole world is like super glitched as a result of what I've done here. All these are full. Everything's full. Now I need to build workshops. Need to be able to get resources into both workshops. So I think one side will feed one workshop and the other side will feed the other workshop. The only difficult part's going to be getting the wood. So instead, what I might do is build them offset a little bit from this barn. That's 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, the nails are going to be what's hardest to get in, so I'll probably want to... Maybe I should scoot it forward then, so the nails have more input space to work with. It's probably a better idea. Oh my gosh, every time I try to build above a forge, there we go. So I actually do it like this. I don't know about if this is gonna work or not. It's not a lot of space to work with, but okay. Buildings. Where is it? Workshop. Beautiful. Alright, where is it? Reinforced plank. Alright. So first and foremost, we need to get the wood, the planks from the lumber mill there. So I should build another convoluted farm or barn system to pull the planks out and get them into where they need to go. These cannot use chutes because they are processed goods, so I'll use conveyors because I don't really have a choice. Alright, build another layer. And throw a barn up there. Okay, so now planks. Lots of them, which is also good because right now the system doesn't have a very large buffer for those. So I'll have a watch to see how it goes. Alright, so that's filling up. Yeah, that'll work. And now just a line from each. I think one line will be sufficient, but I guess I'll find out. Alright. I haven't really had to work with... It's gonna be interesting to see because like all my natural resources are gonna get exhausted really quickly by these machines that just go at ungodly speeds. Okay, now these have all of the planks in them that they need. Just gonna see a trickle as... Okay, so interestingly enough, it seems like I'm not able to output this fast enough, so I need to scale this up a little bit. As much as the game hates that I'm rotating the camera. Okay. I didn't really design this in a scale-friendly way. I'm not delivering my logs fast enough, doesn't do me much good. So I can use chutes for these. And I need more silos. And add a layer, connect up. Throw down my grabbers and we're all good. Okay, we should actually be outputting it. Perfect. So now this is going as fast as it can. And it will start to fill all of these silos eventually. Which is a good thing. Okay, so these have input from one source. Now we need to worry about input from the fucking 12 other sources. Which, as much of an exaggeration as it seems, it is not an exaggeration. So... silos are your best friend, but they can only do so much. Okay, the way that I've set this up is going to cause some problems, like always. So I don't think I can fit a silo underneath this. No, I cannot. I can't put it here because there's these chutes in the way. Really only have one choice, and it's this. Because of the input there, it is taking up prime real estate. No, this system is like so terribly convoluted at this point that I'm not going to be able to maximize output anyway, but I don't need to. Like, this is just ungodly excessive. Like, I'll need to think about it when I'm working on the lines for my actual, like, shops and stuff, but for this system it doesn't need to be this ridiculous. Granted, part of it is I'm struggling because I haven't gone through and gotten magical conveyors built yet. That'll be my next project, is to get the magical variants of my transportation items. One, because I'll need to build a system that I can use to build, but then also I guess it'll have to sell them because they fulfill categories that can't fulfill elsewhere. Whichever one of them uses the magic rail uses firestones, doesn't it? I'll have to look at a magic forge. I'm not going to go through that effort. That'll probably be a good one to sell because I don't use rails nearly as much as I use conveyors. Get in this section. Grabbers. Okay. So here are the iron plate inputs from one source. Feeding in from here is actually going to be a lot easier, which is nice. Or is it? I can kind of daisy chain it, I think. Get to where I need to be. That's not ideal. And I'll just put it over here. Like, I've built an unnecessary puzzle for myself just to try to keep things small. 1, 2. Okay. I'll probably want to turn and utilize as little space as possible so I can actually have an input line for nails. It will look fun though, once it's all said and done. It will look fun. It won't look good, it'll look fun. Okay, so iron in on that side. And that concludes all of my iron plates. Well, no, I still have to replicate it on this side, but and we'll have everything, which is important. Okay. Actually, I should have built over the forge, because then that saves some footprint Oh, that is what I did. Wow, I'm so smart. Oh no, I broke everything. Oh no. Oh no. All because of freaking minecart got in my way while I was building. Okay. I mean, crisis averted. Mistakes were made indeed. Okay, well, that'll sort itself out eventually. Okay. Helps if you put a grabber on all points of interest. Okay. So there. Now we have all of the iron plates. Now, nails. That's what's going to be the hard part. Almost wondering if it's in my best interest to build a barn, to try to consolidate all of the nails into the barn. I think that's my best course of action. Build it right here. Still have access to a lot of stuff that I would need. Yes, this is the best spot. Get out of here, minecarts. We ain't doing this again. Thanks, Razor. I don't know. Usually my town I feel like my town is maligned by a lot of people by being a convoluted mess, and that's just because that's what it is. As long as it gets the job done, I guess. Right? You don't have to understand what it's doing as long as it's doing it. But I don't know. Okay, so here's my barns. Now I have to get the nails in. Starting with this one. Because, like, if I had just built larger, if I had just spread things out, I wouldn't have to do this ridiculous puzzle. But I kind of like the ridiculous puzzle. Which is probably why I still do this to myself. Yeah, I have considered, there's still some things I need to learn about. I need to get a better grip on how, compute blocks work. I think that's a facet of the game that is not explained very well by the game itself, and so there's room to teach there. But also, like, I haven't mastered it yet. There's one guy, a bit of the universe. He doesn't stream, but he shows up in my chat every so often. He's kind of one of the people who helped me get to this point. Can we? Yes, you can see all of my videos on this. I think if they're not still on as like Twitch videos, my YouTube channel is the same name as this, and they're going up daily, just whatever streams. I actually have to go through and tell it to add some more. I think I might have forgotten to do that for a bit. But there should be some on there. They're close to like a week behind, so that's a thing, I guess, but they do exist. Okay. Be careful not to utilize space in a way that restricts other things. So I think I will kind of go over and back with this. Which should still work. Will it? I don't know if I'm going to be able to get high enough to get over this. I guess we'll find out. Either this will work or it will really break things. I'll let them pass before I place this. Nope, that's not. Nope, nope. Okay. So I think this is gonna jam. Yes, okay. So that is a no-go. So that's not gonna work. What I could do, even though this is filled already, is move it over slightly. I want to duplicate this because I'll probably need to do it for both of these. Alright. Now it'll work. Oops. Now I have enough space to actually get over the track. And I'll throw down some grabbers real quick to make sure it can reach. Okay, good. So, finish this, and then I have 3 out of the 4 hooked up to this barn. And hooking up the barn to the actual workshop is a non-issue. I just have to place a bunch of conveyor belts. I guess I'll do that right now while I'm thinking about it. Okay, so now it's 4 lines. Hook up one last forge to the barn, this one. And this one. Let's do it in 2 steps without too much trouble. So 1 forge, or a silo there. Come on. Another one there. And chain them together. And then build over top of here. What did I do? That's interesting. That works even. Okay, you can apparently... I've just learned something. Oh geez. You can make conveyors work on 1 block high gaps as long as you attach them to the pillar scaffold. That being said, I don't like this, so I'm going to delete it because it breaks everything I know about the game. That being said, it seems like logistics blocks are a little buggy and let you put things in places you're not supposed to be able to, so it's hard to know if that's actually working as intended or not. Now I get to replicate this on the other side, which is the fun part. Actually put... Okay. So this is as good as this is going to be able to get. I get to copy everything. Got the 1. Ah yes, down here. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Crisis averted. How did I feed it in? It goes up. Right here. 2 and 3. Alright, now the fun one on this side. I think that's correct. Put both of these here. Grabbers. And up. Block too low. Come on. Okay, so almost there. Just have to hook up one more, and then I need to build an extensive storage system, because what's the point of doing all of this if I can't use any of it? So the last one I remember was okay, yeah, I went this way, that's what was weird about it. So it wasn't completely vertical. Okay. Let these minecarts pass real quick. Okay. Everything's hooked up to where it needs to be. Now, to get all the crap out of here. Don't really have a choice of where to go. Really only go one direction, and do my best to leave from that direction. Or, alternatively, just go up and out from there. That might be the best course of action. So that's what I'm going to do. Silos. Silos that lead to barns. We've done so many times before on this whole setup. And I need to use this as a model of what not to do when I go to refactor the actual assembly lines by my base. Especially because I don't think this actually has enough throughput to consistently make things. Although it is working. But it hasn't been working for very long, so it's hard to know for sure. Okay. Put the barns down. Okay, so here's my exit strategy. Barns. That's my exit strategy. I don't need an exit strategy, I guess. Just need a bunch of barns. So I guess I'll rotate and then not actually connect them, because they don't need to share. Do 3 barns in a line and then go up. Okay. So now I've got crazy barn wings to hold all of my reinforced planks in. I need to go quite as excessive with the conveyor lines on this front either, because it can only go as fast as what's going into it. Alright, I'll make one more layer, and then I will have enough reinforced planks that I should never run into issues. Even though all of this won't be in the shared inventory, because some of it will be in silos, it will still exist. And able to use it for the most part. Just have to wait for it to cycle back out. But this is an additional 2,400 reinforced planks that will be added into circulation, which will be very nice for building larger systems later down the line, especially ones that require lots of mines. And then I can, after finishing all of these, leave the terrible reinforced plank bird alone on its desolate island. Holy shit, this is a monstrosity. But I do kind of like it. Even though it's awful, it is still beautiful. It's kind of like why people like bulldogs, right? It's so bad. But it's working. And that's the... oh, it's not working. I knew this would come up. Unless I actually, like, messed up the input. Nope, it's not working because the mines can't output fast enough. That doesn't make sense why these are broken. I don't even know if I can get my camera low enough to see what's happening. What's going on? That's a forge, not a barn. I'm not meeting demand, apparently. Because there's not enough throughput, even though can't get my mouse to that barn. Just force my camera through. Yeah, this barn is just pumping everything out as quickly as it can. Oh well. So yeah, let me see if I look at the workshops. Yeah, the reason... yeah, they're still at least meeting demand. They're not in excess, which means I scaled this system up higher than I needed to. But it's working, at least that one is. Ah, this one is not because of the priority. So this side is getting resources, and it's stealing them from the other side. Well, once it fills up, then that'll be a non-issue, right? Whatever. Okay, let's smooth out this terrain a little bit. So it doesn't look like such an abomination. Nope, that's not what I wanted. So now we actually have a beach. And a beach might be enough that I can justify having this look awful. Because that's kind of how the ocean works, right? Like shallow and then it gets real deep. I mean, that's not how the ocean in this game works, but it's how the ocean works in real life. That's all I care about. It's mimicking the ocean in real life. Stole all the land away from my trees. Poor trees. We'll survive. Okay, so I have accomplished some things this stream. I have gotten my base to level 10 and subsequently unlocked 100 houses. I'm only using 410 out of 1,000 possible workforce, and a lot of it's dumped into this terrible monstrosity, but this is important, so I guess I should love it and stop talking poorly of it. I'm gonna hurt its feelings. If we go back to the base, we've unlocked some... we've got Omni Stones that we can use now to upgrade literally anything, but the next big step is going to be redesigning basically every assembly line, so that it can meet the demands of the townsfolk. But another thing that I'll probably do before that point is upgrade them so that I need to unlock magic conveyors and magic rails. So that'll be something I gotta do as well. But in the meantime, I'm going to end the stream here because I have a doctor's appointment that I have to get up for in 3 hours, which is just hilarious irony. But I'll see you guys around, probably be on tomorrow. Until then, have a good evening, day, whatever time it is where y'all are. See you guys.